recommend.
Yeah,
Right.
so let's talk about this flying versus driving, and how can we minimize our risk when we're going to have summer.
Right. We're hoping you're going to answer this for us, Malia.
I know.
No, I'm the moderator. Allison, it's your turn. Actually, no, I want to hear from Lindsey on this.
Yeah.
So one thing you don't need to worry about is the actual air on airplanes. So I was on a panel earlier this week for the Chamber of Commerce with a true expert in the air on airplanes, and I feel good about that now. But you have to worry about everything else about that trip as a potential exposure. So, there's that. But I want to just give a general set of principles. Did we talk about harm reduction already?
Not today. Yeah.
Okay, look, isolation is a horrible thing for people too. I mean, we have had an epidemic of loneliness among older people coming into this pandemic. So we all have to understand that, I cannot presume to understand anybody's personal circumstances. So if it is the case that you feel like you must do something a little bit risky, like visit a grandparent, do your level best to minimize the risk, even if you can't completely expunge it. And that's an approach in public health we call harm reduction. It has, you might have heard this before during the HIV/AIDS epidemic, where we talked a lot about if abstinence isn't possible, safer sex is best. And it's a really similar sort of idea here. If you can't completely abstain from an activity because of your unique circumstances, do the best you can to mitigate your risk.
So what does that mean for flying, Lindsey? Like, how would you make a flying versus driving decision?
It's tough. And again, I don't presume to know anyone's individual circumstance, right? But like, if you have to be in a car for 5 days, that might not be, you might not be able to handle that. And I mean, I don't know if this is true because there's less traffic on the roads, but historically, flying has been a much safer way to get from place to place. And you have this competing risk of getting in a car accident. So there's so many things that we as individuals have to balance. So if you do have to fly, I will tell you the best thing to do is go to CNN.com and watch Sanjay Gupta's video of him tooting through the airport. And he actually shows you what to do with his mask. And he walks through a fake sort of airport experience. And I think that's just a really good example of harm reduction if you got to get on a plane.
We also are at this sweet spot right now where not many people are flying. And you be on a plane with fewer people and not sitting next to somebody, but how long that will last, I think we don't know, but someone recently said, I absolutely have to travel for some family circumstance. Is this crazy? And I said, this might be the best time to fly.
Although that depends, Amanda, right? Like, so I lived in Chicago for 16 years and I grew up in Dallas, and a lot of those flights have actually been quite full. So
yeah,
it's a little
I guess it depends
bit,
your destination, but yeah.
Well, and because fewer flights are going, and
yeah, true. Yeah.
Minimize risk, harm reduction.